Basebo ne banyabo. Muwulirize ebigambo bino kyekindeese. Muwulirize ebigambo bino abamu ku basajja bye baayogera nga boogera kuffe. Be bannaffe be bayita ba political activists. Wulira. I want to listen to those words carefully. Buli ali kuno. I want these words to be played so that every one of you gets the chance.
Era abantu abalina okufa kwe kuli Nambooze, kwe kuli Nsereko Muhammadi.
Tebayinza kwenenya abantu bano, nze mbadde ndowooza bayinza okwenenya ssebo.
Kati kankubu Rwanda okutereera kati weeri ku speed kwekulaakulana ne bamala kujjawo elements ezimu ne zivaawo. We are 45 million of people of Ugandans right now, but they are suffering because of the cocoon of individuals. Okubonaabona kw'abantu obukaddana mu obutaano buyimiridde ku bantu abatawera 50 oba abatawera 300 abalina okuvaawo ne bafa Uganda nefuna emirimu. Bannambooze, Ssemujju Nganda, Kano Kiza Besigye, Bamutinda Muhammad Nsereko, bano bonna batwatu bonna balina okufa ne bavaawo Uganda okute Museveni wamu nga mwali Uganda okutereera. Bino mulimu balina okufa. Let me tell you kojja balina okufa.
Nze mbadde mproposinga. Mbadde mproposinga kubanga ekalanga leero tugenda kufunayo ekkomera. Tubakwate tubatu.
Basebo ne banyabo ekindeese olwaleero kwe kubabuulira ebintu ebimu. Ekisooka abantu baffe abamu bagenda ne boogera ebintu nga balowooza bo babikola ne be babikola nabo ne be babikolako nga balowooza olunaku terugenda kutuuka. Naye kino kye mbagambye njagala muwulirize what two, I think these are goons and I consider them goons. One is one gentleman called, I think, Sudi Magezi. I think he has a mental problem. Yali ayogera with one gentleman who I don't consider very stupid, but ainamu akategeera, but he doesn't use his brain well. Gwe bayita Lumbuye. Lumbuye Fred ne mujega munono kojja eyita kojja omugezi, whom I know as Sudi Magezi, ayina kitaawe musajja wa buvunaanyizibwa ne makage yali avaamu ga buvunaanyizibwa. Era nze saagala obutafaananako bo kwenafu yagenda nga nvumirira maka gaabwe n'abantu gye bava. Muwulire ebigambo bye baayogera bano bannaffe abamu be bayise mbu ba political activists.
Okufa. Era abantu abalina okufa kwe kuli Nambooze, kwe kuli Nsereko Muhammadi.
Tebayinza kwenenya abantu bano, nze mbadde ndowooza bayinza okwenenya ssebo.
Kati kankubu Rwanda okutereera kati weeri ku speed kwekulaakulana ne bamala kujjawo elements ezimu ne zivaawo. We are 45 million of people of Ugandans right now, but they are suffering because of the cocoon of individuals. Okubonaabona kw'abantu obukaddana mu obutaano buyimiridde ku bantu abatawera 50 oba abatawera 300 abalina okuvaawo ne bafa Uganda nefuna emirimu. Bannambooze, Ssemujju Nganda, Kano Kiza Besigye, Bamutinda Muhammad Nsereko, bano bonna batwatu bonna balina okufa ne bavaawo Uganda okute Museveni wamu nga mwali Uganda okutereera. Bino mulimu balina oku.
Now, these thugs, and I want to be very clear in my language, these goons and thugs who others want to consider some hypocrites, some bigots who have been promoting hate speech, some hooligans who have been promoting destruction. Bagikozesanga campaign that on their way to build their own political muscle, they should destroy others, their families and friends. Now, this thug who is been incarcerated in Turkey, Gwebayita Lumbuye, he's a goon, he's a thug, and I'll repeat it 1,000,000 times. Bazimba cocoon of bigots who are going around using social media to preach hate speech and incite others against others is unacceptable. So, for those political hypocrites who are running around mbagenda ku embassies zensi nezimu okuzigamba nti this thug who calls for the death and murder of other people, nti this is a political activist, human rights political activists. My foot. These are not human rights political activists. These are goons, these are thugs, these are bigots that are going around preaching hate speech, hiding behind fake accounts to insult other people. Now, there is tremendous proof. Nti bakozesa fake accounts. They started a hate campaign nti mugende muvuma abantu on social media. I can tell you, you've made all insults against me. Whereas I don't wish that you be extradited. But I want you to know that one day you're going to be accountable. For those acts z'obadde n'olimbirira abantu, ne muvuma bannammwe, ne muvoola bannammwe, ne muvoola amaka gaabwe, and now ababadde baba sponsoring, they are bigots. Ababadde emabega sponsoring these people. Bavuddeyo. Katonda yagamba nti bw'oba oyagala okulaba shaitwani ebadde emabega w'omuntu gikooneko ojja kulaba kwabadde amwogerera. You can see all those that have posted are the people that have been supplying fake information, supporting the supply of fake information, promotion of terrorism through this. Because this is terror. And I can assure you, if you're saying you want to share everything, we've dissected everything. Bavuma, the royal family, they insulted the kingdom officials. These politicians were nowhere to say, please stop. Chemukola si kirungi. Seruka mama yute bwe bakutte kulirye n'abuukabuuka. When they were saying that political actors in Uganda should be murdered, they did not come out to condemn them. Not even to distance themselves from these bigots. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, these bigots are not many. Bano abantu abali bebalinga ba promoting racism mu nsi ezimu tebaba bangi. Omupiira gwa Bungereza bwe gaggwa waliwo abavuma Saka ne bavuma omuzanyi wa Bungereza omulala Jordan Sancho ne bavuma ne Rashford. Si be bangi ennyo naye bawa ekifaananyi. Abaganda bagamba omulya mamba abeera omu n'avumaganya ekika kyonna. Babeera kuno mu fake accounts, they are about 100 people. Borolo yaabo waliwo n'omu yagenda newewaana nti ffe tujja bakolako blackmail and propaganda. Your blackmail will not take you anywhere. Basebo n'abanyabo mbadde wano for the recent week ngamba what you choose to use on your internet, buli omu kwoli, is your choice. If you choose to be stupid, you reap stupidity. If you choose to preach righteousness, you will be righteous. By the way, fenate tuina kukanya in the same political parties. But why do you think nti for butakiririza mu political parties amwe you hold the right to insult us? Why do you think because we don't believe that your leader should lead me, you hold the right to abuse my family? Luno olugezigezi mwalutandikira dda mwasooka kuvuma kabaka. Mpola mpola ne mugenda nga muvuma abantu abalala ne lukula. But we cannot keep quiet. You use propaganda, at least not me. So, you're free to propel your party. But as you're propelling your party, you have no right to insult people that belong to other parties. You have a choice to belong to your party. You have no right to call for the murder of other political players. And then when you are arrested, you pretend to say you're a political activist. You're not a political activist. You're actually a terrorist. These are people running terror cells. Unfortunately, government has not reached out to me. And this is where I blame them. Kubanga bo, for as long as they were not insulting the president, they were clapping for them nga bavumafe. I know some people within government that were sending those people money to insult us because it was working for them then, until they touched the Holy Trinity of the president and the first family. That is when they have remembered that everyone has a right in this country. However, in a country of right-thinking members, no one holds the right of publishing false information, whether by utterances or by writing against the other. Of course, there are some lawyers internationally who wanted to lock up some people. For me, I didn't take it. In the United Kingdom, where I studied law, some told me these bigots can, because that is not acceptable in this country. But you see, touting wrong information, information by information, wronghood and falsehood against people is not acceptable. Now, there are two things I don't agree with. One is extraditing. Such a criminal, even if you don't extradite him, he'll run out of content. He comes, ngabano bonolaba abasawo sijabaita abasawo baganda, abasawo abafuulo omutwe. Na chusa bi story the other day. Why? He has no logical content to give to the people. Of course, we know there are those with idle minds. Abamu obudde probably abamu tebalina kyakola abalala bali But if you think you're a political activist and what you've been saying is the truth, is that a big crime? Lwaki tokkiriza to come back to Uganda? Wagamba, you're ready to come back to Uganda and testify. What is wrong? If you said whatever you said to hurt people's families, come away Uganda. There are very many people in Uganda abakola live ne batuvuma n'abakulembeze, and no one has ever arrested them. I can guarantee you, very many. I hear there is even one thing there, one funny thing. You are going to have down, but that's okay. He's a young man probably looking for attention. That's okay for leadership. But why do you hide under the issue in agenda kufuna asylum? You go to countries to seek asylum and call for the murder of other political actors? And someone has the courtesy in Wajaku Parliament to say some political activists has hell, no. The bad things bad day, but I'll attend tomorrow. I'm ready to bring a motion with proof on the floor of Parliament against these political bigots. Spreading hate speech, thinking they will come and insult people using fake accounts. No way. These losers, funny accounts. Mugende kati mubikono, mugende kati mukole kino. Kati mwabika president inti yafate yafa. What benefits do you have? And someone with the sane mind, navayo naganti, oyo humanitarian activists, political activists. Nonsense. Such people with shallow brains. Ababadeba promoting these bigots to spread false information that people poison, people that falsehoods. Just because they want to raise their hero. Yes, you don't have to insult the others. But they believe when they insult us to Jakuvaku, Facebook and social media, you're jokers. You're jokers. Because Bobarosa, they have a superior right. They have superiority. They can come out and insult people from other tribes. They can insult people from other religions. They can insult, and you would hear that bigot, the way he insulted Cyprian, the late Cyprian, that bigot. Go and pick his videos. When Cyprian, the late Cyprian, went to meet the president, the way that bigot talked about the late Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, you can imagine he has no morals. He's a total criminal. And those very same people, we are going there to save him and get his freedom. We are not there speaking for the late Cyprian Lwanga. when those thugs and goons were insulting him, when they insulted his dead body, kabaka bamuvuma, those goons babadde bavuma Nabagereka every now and then. The videos are there, and we've stored all information. Insulting the royal family, insulting the children, insulting Wasajja, insulting everyone and their backers. Olwaleero kasita nammwe abantu ababadde balowooza, you've seen their backers. You've seen their backers. Now they are coming out to call them political activists. These idiots that have been preaching sectarianism, that have been preaching genocide, they have been preaching hate speech. And you say you're going to go to foreign countries and say these are the righteous people because they think they have monopoly over opposing the government. We can all oppose, but oppose respectfully. Oppose respectfully. You must know your leaps and bounds. And for sure we shall pass a law. I can assure you, you can run however far you run. You'll pay. Nze kyesikanya nacho is imprisoning them. They must pay for the damage they have caused. Because innuendos ze bakola, ne propaganda gwe bakola damages someone. That is why anyone who publishes anything false must pay from their pocket. Their publications or utterances zihatinga abalala, so they must pay. And the law must come on electronic bullying. They may think someone thinks, Yekwese Dubai, it's too far. It's not too far. If a judgment is passed against you, an ex parte, the court in any country can enforce it. And that's what they forget. I can sue you, Neboba Toliwano, and the courts enforce the judgment against you. Jolly. They don't want to think. So these thugs hide behind computers to think they'll intimidate people. No way. We are unintimidatable. Rubbish. What has he done for the country? Just sitting behind Kasaruni Katuram, that fugitive who ran to Turkey. Funny fugitive ran to Turkey is a fugitive. If he knew he had gone to Turkey in 2016, why didn't he seek asylum in 2016? What way are you? Everyone knew about that money exchange, money changer. No. Don't think everyone is going to be bullied and everyone is going to be intimidated. There must be leaps and bounds. I have the right to kusonyiwa ngomuntu, but you have no right to go and insult people's families. Even if Museveni has a problem, I have no right to go and insult his late grandmother, or his mother, or his child, unless ngomwana we ali mu public domain. Naye nawe toyina right emu insultinga. Go into a logical argument omugaye kino kye wakoze kikyamu. Kino kye wagambye kituufu. You come and insult Nabagereka nga bw'oyagala. Mb'onjagala nnyo kabaka nga bw'ovuma mukyala we. Omanyi njagala obwakabaka ng'okeera n'ovuma mukyala we. N'ovuma abaana be. These thugs need to be put to order. They are pretenders, are hiding behind the wolf's sheep. And now you've known their backers. Kino nakyo kimanyisa abantu b'emmengo. Mubalabye, those that have posted him, calling him a human rights activist, are the same hypocrites that we are telling him to insult you. They have been behind all these insults because the beneficiaries of these insults were them. You have the right to belong to your party, even if it's NUP or FDC or DP. You have no right to insult me for not belonging to your party. You have no right to belittle anyone for not thinking the way you think. Nze only blame Jemba Ganti. The president was enjoying their music until they attacked him. Kuba bali bamuga abo bavuma Nsereko. Abavuma bali. For as long as tebavuma ye, it's okay. When they started abusing him. But you should see, the justice we should be calling for is that whenever someone insults the other, they must pay a price for insulting the other. And for miscreantism, imprisonment, no, we should fine them. You insult me, you pay 200 million. Of Momularosa Surrender Bibiri, you fail to pay, we take your property, we attach it. That is the best law. You post someone's pictures without their authority, you pay. On your page, you pay. And by the way, Katitu just kamu fake account, because all the information now lifts it. Neragagwani, you can no longer hide. And you'll be very shocked right now, Kakatinga Baba letera evidence in Makoti. Because wherever you are, there is what they call the God's eye. Bakulaba bwebat, nebo jako muzindaro, nebo okolachi, they can hear in whatever you say. So, whereas we stand outright, condemning abantu abakwatira abantu obwerere, and we did it, we also condemn those that spread falsehood, that have intentions of promoting genocide. Why Rwanda has been stable? They have a law. And the law is the law. If you make utterances aimed at promoting genocide, there is no country that is going to give you a safe haven. It's United Nations ya chisarao. So whatever you can say, this video, and I will play it, is incriminating whether they want it or not. These two thugs, human rights activists.
Era abantu abalina okufa kwe kuli Namboje, kwe kuli Nsereko Muhammadi.
Tebayinza kwenenya abantu bano, nze mbadde ndowooza bayinza okwenenya ssebo.
Kati kankubu Rwanda okutereera kati weeri ku speed kwekulaakulanya babala kujjawo elements ezimu ne zifa.
You hear this idiot talking about Rwanda? He's talking about a genocide. You mean in Rwanda they were laughing? Listen.
We are 45 million of people of Ugandans right now, but they are suffering because of the cocoon of individuals. Okubonaabona kw'abantu obukaddana mu butaano buyimiridde ku bantu abatawera 50 oba abatawera 300 abalina okuvaawo ne baffa Uganda nefuna emirimu. Bannamboozi Ssemujju Nganda, Kano Kiza Besigye, Bakina Muhammad Nsereko, bano bonna batwala bonna balina okufa ne bavaawo Uganda okutema Museveni wamu nga mwali Uganda okutereera.
That's terrorism. That is terrorism. And the goon comes out and says, and his hypocritical backers, that this is a political activist. Shame on you. Shame on you. Walio Mwekweka, every now and then, they were hiding away. And this is what he said. These are his words. These are not my words. So, abantu bali kuno, baganti, musonyiwe. What had Betty Namboze done to this school?
Tebayinza kwenenya abantu bano, nze mbadde ndowooza bayinza okwenenya ssebo.
They said these things in 2019, and they thought the records would not be there. We have even a lot of their communications. And by the way, we decided to keep quiet, some of us, because we don't have time for this. But when hypocrites come out and start saying that this one is a political activist, this one is a terrorist. He is a terrorist. He is not a political activist. He has written his information based on falsehood, insults, innuendos, avuma Kabaka, avuma royal family, avuma other political activists, avuma everyone in Uganda, backed by his hypocrites. who have been supplying him with money. For me, I don't want to care how he's in Turkey. That's up to him. Because Turkey, yina right is their guest. If they want him there for asylum, that's up to them. But we must call AA and BB. So, when you talk of cleansing people, whether based on their ethnicity or based on their political ideology, that is genocide. And he clearly marks his example towards Rwanda. And this goon and thug keeps changing. Nze nayogerako ku Cyprian, nze nagamba bugambi olifa. Nonsense. And you know, ainako ebisajja bye. Whatever you'll do, you're not going to intimidate. Nze ndi unintimidatable me. I can tell you. You can intimidate others. If you don't join us, you blackmail them. If you don't give us this, when we have benefits in Parliament, we have to share it. Blackmail those ones. But I want to meet on the floor of Parliament. Nsangeyo, any person, member of Parliament, raising this goon as a human rights activist. We shall go for a debate. I'll present all the videos of this goon before Parliament to whether this one qualifies to be a human rights activist. Of course, for me, I don't believe in extradition. Why do you extradite people? Because they don't agree with you. Why do you eliminate political opponents? There is no need. Nebo aba musajja ye lwaki tajja n'atuvumira wano. We bali banja abatuvuma and nothing happens to me. Onaga nti Muganda muno. Nonsense. Muganda munange ye yali atuvuma nga ffe tuli baki. Look at this one. Hey? Look at this one. When they call for genocide and cleansing people, Namboze yali amukoze eki. Semuju yali amukoze eki. Besigye yali amukoze eki. Why do you think you have the right to insult Besigye, his family, his child, his everyone? Mwamuina right here. I know doctor must be looking in his eyes ngagamba, oh my God. Kumba basajja bano babadde beewakana ebintu. Nebwe babakutteko. Aganda baganti embuzi yange lwe yabuze embwayo lwe yapamye obwoya. Olwaleero waliwo Serukama Mayute gwe bakutteko. Bwe bamukutteko olwaleero mulabye babbaakazi be babadde baani. Mbubo be opposition. You know, political activist has been arrested. Political activist has been arrested. Do you compare him to Eddie Mutwe? He came out and posted Eddie Mutwe. Because the man, yasibirwa bwerere. Nubian was imprisoned for nothing. He's humble. For not to drawing out difference. But this is a goon hiding in Turkey. Mutu ye propaganda to be kenti ono yafudde. To be kono nti yafudde. Because bagala spark to create unrest. You goons, do you know what it takes to rebuild a country? Alisi bobere Turkey out totunula muno olabe ekife Syria. Do you know what it takes when a country goes back to zero to rebuild it? Oba olooza ekera bukeze enkya neddawo. Do you see what is happening to Libya now? Bagenda myaka 12 kumpi. Nothing. Omulibya yali tasabangako kati ajja asaba na asylum mu Uganda. Because this goon thinks for him he can send people by creating anarchy. Yeye kweke Turkey by seeking asylum. No. No. No, it is unacceptable that a goon sits in Turkey. Chiriyo chogera. Omanyi bwe mwawe akalubwe kanagwa mwoche ebizimbe byonna. That goon. Mwoche ebizimbe byonna mulimu ekikyo kiriwa. For them, they think nti ajja kutuula eyo. Do you know when you incite violence, who the losers can be, including yourself? It is indiscriminate. We can have differences. Don't call for sectarianism. Let's think of a broader Africa. African nene. I remember one time, and Isma will testify. Yajawan, namuga Isma, sidanga yo kuulirango vuma abantu. He can go on his life and say it. Namuga, why do you have to insult Bobby Wine's family? I told Isma, why? Why? Chikuyamba chimu political career yo okuinsultinga mukyala w'omuntu omulala n'abaana be. I warned him. Do not do that. It's wrong. Even if you disagree with them, tell them your disagreement, but do not insult them. And he knows it. And namugamba, first, better not talk about me. Join those that insult other people. He knows it. Ask him and let him make a live. Against such mugamba. I told him, I don't associate with people that insult others. I don't. So, ebyo mbibabuuliridde. Bannayuganda bo bamanyi era nze kyenenyezaako president kimu. Nti ekyo kisajja okutte na kyabwereere oba bwe bakikutte, I don't know. Probably it's his fake papers that he has been running around with, touting. First they said he was kidnapped, then they said it's police. So Boba Badeba running it up propaganda all the time and trickery, and then they'll implicate even their friends. Today they will say it was under Mandaku. Idiots. Tomorrow they will say nti oba ono, oba Richie, oba someone. Idiots, because they don't understand. They believe in character assassination. They believe in pulling down one another. Kyavaayo kabaka nsuubira afudde, and everyone kept quiet. Kati mulamu, kati nga teweetuga. N'ekyo kirowooza kirina impunity. He widens his chest, nekituulaawo behind a computer in a certain saloon or whatever it is. Omanye kakati n'abagereka njagala nja kwabya. Who are you? You thug. Ekisajja kino. Ate, and you imagine right thinking members of society bali wandi musonyiye oyo. Do you have what it takes kisajja gwegwe okuwezaako ne koota y'amagezi ku ya Charles Peter Mayiga gy'ayina? We may have differences ne Peter Katikkiro ow'ekitiibwa, but tomwenkana. Ne struggle gye yayitamu nga ye ne byakoledde Obuganda ng'omuntu temubyenkanya, ne muleete fitinira zammwe ze babapikamu. Mwe temukimanyi nti bwe muweebuula kingdom yammwe starting from the institutions mwenna muba muyiika. Kiri awo kiga vumono. If the Kabaka wants to relieve the Katikkiro of his duties, he will do it. He doesn't need your help. Njagala kuwa Kabaka amagezi tokkiriza ne bakugema. Who are you? Goli doctor wa Kabaka. Mbo twandisondedde Kabaka. You think he's poor? Nti yeetaaga kusondera. And by the way, babiyigirize olwo olwogerezo olw'okujooga. Amanyi twandisondedde Kabaka, gw'omusondere ki gwe maskini osondere ki Kabaka? Olowooza abadde asabiriza anoonya kyakulya. Twandisondedde Kabaka n'agenda simanya biki. And you see this thug communicating to most probably his audience of empty-headed people. Most of his audience. Losers. Najja wano ne mbagamba. The internet, you choose what to use it for. 5 years from now, we shall be auditing buli omu we yatuuka. 5 years from now, those who developed apps n'abazikolamu olugambo. Wagenda kukola mu Bawarabu gy'oli kola. Kuŋŋaanya capital komawo kola. Bonoba wenyize mbyobufuzi mu kibiina kyonna kyoyagala byenyigemu. Tovuma muntu. You don't know who is going to help you tomorrow. Ogenda n'osanga abantu nga bavuma kakati ono talina magezi. N'omusanga enkya nga atagamba embassy tuyambe. Kati gwali ku embassy guwa muteekayo. Kati agenda kuyamba atya nga guwa muvuma n'omuweebuula. Naye muntu. So njagala mbabuulire ekyo kkiriza oba gaana kye kibaleese. Naye nga bwe nabagambye nti nze bwina alumika omumpembe muyina. Everything. I don't just wanna, even if afunya asylum mu Turkey, nga njagala okuleeta a suit against him, he can't defeat me in Turkey. I can do it. We don't choose to do it. Because we look at him, nasoka nendowooza the man omutwe tegukola. But then later I realized, kigenda kimera buli kaseera, kiteekawo emboozi, yogera kwono. The other one, I ignored him. There is a young man in Sweden, I ignored him. He has his problems, there's him fitting, I ignored him. Maybe he's tormented by his history. But we will not accept that someone at free will wakes up and insults people. Abalala ne bajja ne bagamba, oh, you're a political activist. He calls for the murder of other people. He's a political activist. No way. You will not call for the murder of other people. And the hypocrites tout you as a political activist. Shame on them. Shame on the hypocrites. Olwaleero mweraze, you are all along funding this blackmail and propaganda. We, by the way, know a lot about you that we kept at our chests. And the hypocrites know themselves. I will not mention them by name because it doesn't add value. So kyekyo yakamba nti abali ewaka mutandika okulwana. Ye lwaki tali brave enough kujja kulwanira wano waka. Tulwane tugende ffenna ku State Square. Gye yali agamba abantu bagende. Yakakale ne weewuunya bannayuganda tebasobola kugenda ku State Square. Omukulu yaaliwa. David Nsubuga mukole live ezammwe. Wano tetwayise bagwi ba nsimbu. So, at least this is a beginning of a new chapter. Wherever you are, we can disagree. Nebo baba bibina byammwe bibagatta. Ugandans living in Turkey, whatever it is. Disagree, but respectfully. Lwaki mweweebula? Lwaki mwerukako ebigambo mbono simanya yawadde obutwa simanya obutwa babusitulidde mu kooti wawe buyitawo wowe batabulaba. Kakati wetwogerera bagenda kuwa gundi obutwa bwe yamaze okunywa obutwa era ye nga ali awo alengera. Droni zange zindaga nti obutwa bubuuka bwe bwatuuse mu bbanga ne bufuumuuka. Ezo zitaamulabudde nti bagenda mu Musena. So, we are not threatened by these bigots about spreading a hate speech that think they can perpetrate genocide. They think they can hide behind fake accounts to promote divisions in Uganda and promote violence. To hell with you, there will be no violence in Uganda. We want a peaceful change in our country. So if you want change, we can have it peacefully. But for those of you about failing to even to run in a small business, mwakalambo chiyike tujiwe mwenfufu nedda. 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 So if you want it the violent way, like you said, kill Besigye, kill Nsereko, Besigye yakoze. Not that everything Dr. Besigye yakola nakkiriziganyako nabyo. But where do you get the guts to say that a man who was imprisoned 394 times plus deserves death? Where? Where does this goon get the moral authority? With this hanky man, another confused fella seated somewhere. Where does he get the moral authority to say that Besigye deserves death? That he deserves to be killed? That he deserves to be assassinated? And his hypocritical friends are posting that that one is a political activist, is a humanitarian activist? You must be ashamed of yourselves. You must be ashamed of yourselves. Kati mbawadde ekyokwogera mugende mukole bulaivu bwammwe yonna gye mutuula ku mikebe oba muba olumu some of you are seated on in washrooms mukole bulaivu. Omulala alinga akatudde mu mpuku kokokokoko kakati sebo njagala kutegeeza. Please. I only come here because I have content to give you. So, let no one think in Dizija, I'm jubilating that this guy has been arrested. No, but he said he's above the law. Yaga for him in Turkey is a king. But he cannot continue to be a king even if they release him. I repeat, even if they release him. And he continues to promote blackmail and propaganda. There are laws in Turkey. The arm of the law will reach out to him. If he's brought back to Uganda, the same arm of the law will deal with him. He has multiple suits he will answer for. I'm telling you. And all the evidence is there. Some of us are used to your insults. Please go ahead. You can draft all insults that you have. Some are forgiven. There is a young man, Kanyama, I think in Dubai. That one you just forgive. Charlie Chikola wano Muchiseka. That one you just forgive. What amanyi chakola? The young man doesn't know. He's just being misled. There is another one in London. That one you ignore. He's looking for survival. He makes videos looking for survival. He says he wants to begin a war in Uganda. He's just a lost person. This one also. I hear Chimbugwe. Chimbugwe he was in sports. I knew a little about him. But that one is just looking for survival. I can't waste time with him. He's just looking for survival and attention. Yali amanyira nnyo kamera ya TV. Kati he's just looking for survival and attention. I don't think he has any value to add. So, mbadde njagala kunzika ebigambo byange ngamba kuutira mwenna nti mwawule between who a political activist is and who a terrorist is. This man is a terrorist. This goon is a terrorist. And the proof I have, I've given you only one from the many statements that we have that he has been making. And those shameless people are not even ashamed that they think they will send that. I hear send that to all embassies. But everyone can post this. And it can be translated. And everyone knows. You know? Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Mbaagala nnyo. Emboozi teba nkadde. Manyi kuliko abaagala okumpikubira essimu. Naye bwe naateekako essimu mujja kwogera nnyo. Kuba bo baali bakifuula muze kujja yogera ku Nsereko. Baali bakola ka WhatsApp group by the way. Nako twakamanya nga basooka kweteesa ku bichannels bye baakola. We ignored them. There was this young man, Abamu you ignore. The sister of my friend, the MP, that one you ignore. Just she's trying to seek attention. Probably that one you ignore. Attention seeker. No, not really a problem. So, you have the right to disagree politically, but respectfully. You have no right to insult others. You have no right to call for terrorist acts against others and inciting genocide. You don't have that right. No, you don't. So we can all play on a leveled ground. I have no problem. You can insult me at oyinza okunkuba mu katuni oyinza okukola bwoti, but no. What will limit? And for that we shall bring a law. And for that we shall bring a law. At least I'll spearhead that law. Inshallah. I'll spearhead that law. And it won't be far from now. Social media is good. Tusobolomo benefiting, we can even do business, but there must be a limit. Akamanyiro, kaina we kaina okutuuka nekakoma. And we must be able to lift the veil. Okula abantu abali mu fake accounts. And at least I'm happy. Those machines are now world over. In season as embracing the we want to see that courts embrace them. Someone should be confident enough naja ngabwenzize nagamba kino kyentegeeza. Hiding in fake accounts to destroy people is unacceptable. Bachikola because they are in Europe and they think they can't lift the veil. Because bachimanyi mu Europe bw'okikola you'll have to pay. Katonda abankuumire omukama abeere nammwe awo wenkomye. So kati mbawadde ekyokwogera abaagala okukola live mugende mukole live. Agala okuvuma nze it's okay. That's normal. You can't change anything about me. Allah yagamba mu Qur'ani nti innahu yakiduna kaida wa akidu kaida. Basala enkwe naye nange mbasalira enkwe. They have always been plotting against us, but Allah has been kind to us. And He'll expose them step by step. Thank you very much. I wish you well. Thank you for listening in to me. Ben Yiziza, I'm really very sorry that I wanted to address that matter point blank. Ben Sanyusiza, please take it with gratitude. We are not enemies. We have only differed in opinion, but I am not your enemy. I'm your friend. And whosoever, by the way, if someone really apologizes, because young people are there to make mistakes, and secondly, to learn from their mistakes, then thirdly, not to repeat their mistakes. If someone learns from their mistake and genuinely apologizes, I have no problem with them. Then we continue. Life as usual. Thank you. God bless you.